Christopher Chestnut, you're the attorney for Jonathan Ferrell's family. You,
Yep.
I understand, viewed the dash cam video. Apparently, it's very short, something like 20 seconds long. But we've heard the 911 call. They haven't released this dash cam video. What does the dash cam video show? Paint a picture for us.
It shows murder. It shows Jonathan walking up down the sidewalk. He's flanked by police cars. He approaches the police cars, and without any warning, without any command, there's a dot placed in the middle of his chest that is a laser dot that apparently is a taser. And the taser, at some point, we believe is fired. It does not strike Jonathan. He then raises his hands up, out forward, and he's walking towards the officers, because I think he's like, wow, they rescued me. And so he's kind of excited, and he's walking towards the officers. Then he goes off the camera, and then you hear shots. You just hear, and about at this time, they say, get on the ground, get on the ground. Then you hear shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause. 1, 2. All 12 shots from one officer, Officer Carrick.
What are you saying, Rolanda?
I'm just 10 times. The guy is already on the ground.
There's no justification for it.
The mentality. Well, you know,
he wasn't aggressive. He wasn't yelling. He had on a tight shirt, tight slacks. He had no weapon, correct. Nor could he have harbored a weapon.
Let me say that.
This is extremely troubling, but you also... Go ahead.
Let me put this in context, because it's the dead of night. And remember, they believe they're responding to an attempted break-in. For all they know, they thought it was something, possibly a home invasion. The woman who called 911 was panicked, and she said she was awakened in the middle of the night with this loud banging on the door. She thought it was her husband who works the night shift. She opens the door and finds a complete stranger. Terrified, she hits the panic button, which sounds as its very loud alarm, and she calls 911, and it's a scene of chaos. Listen to this.
Oh my God, I want to smash in my back window.
He's not going to smash in your back window. He won't.
Oh my God, thank God. Where is the cop? They always like sit right outside our house. I figured one night I need him to. Oh my God.
Now, even though it turns out it's totally unjustified, you can hear the fear, the real fear in her voice as she waits for cops. She has misinterpreted the situation. Out to the lion's den. This caller is clearly terrified, even though she talked to the dispatcher, not the responding officers before the shooting. Could the panic in her call have unduly influenced the officers' response? Again, they thought they were responding to some kind of attempted break-in. They didn't know who they were necessarily dealing with. And I'll throw it to Ann Bremner, and then we'll debate it.
Well, yeah, but there's two things in this case. Yeah, but the thing is, the dispatcher gives the info to the officer. The other info was that there's a robbery. Robberies are armed by definition. That's what the officer knows. Then the officer goes, there's a case called Tennessee versus Garner that says if someone has committed a felony, a dangerous felony, and they're fleeing, they could be dangerous to others, you can use deadly force. There's another case, Graham versus Connor. Our Supreme Court has said we don't look at officers' use of force in hindsight 2020. You know, we have to look at all the circumstances. So I think this case bears some more examination.
Well,